starting with the big news. You stepped aside.
Stepped aside.
You don't like to say retired.
Right. I still have to work. I mean, I still have to make a living. So how about will you step aside for right now?
Well, you stepped aside. So, I mean, it's been a few days. How does it feel?
It's been different, to say the least. And something that, I woke up with the same plan every day about what I was supposed to be doing. Now I'm waking up trying to figure out what time I got to get my kids to church camp. If I get home early, what I got to go do. I'm not on the road recruiting, watching games. I've driven by the ballpark a couple of times. We've had some tournaments here, and it's been kind of odd, to say the least, and different, but I'll adjust.
How did it feel in that moment when you made the decision that this is what I'm going to do?
It was tough. I tell people all the time, it was the hardest decision that I've made in my life. People can think about different things in their lives that are really important, their family, their parents, different things, and it's true, but this has been 31, 32 years of my life. I don't want to tell you it's my life's work, but it's close. And it's been my life's passion to be a great baseball coach. I've had 2 jobs in my life. I was a paper route thrower in Waco, Texas, and coaching baseball, and that's it. And so now I'm not. And making that decision was not easy, and it was sad. I got to be honest, it was really sad and tough on me and my family. And but I felt at this time in my life where I am right now, for me and for my family, it was the right thing.
Now, you've accomplished so much in the years that you've been here. What would you say is one of the moments that you will never forget?
On a Saturday afternoon, when we built this stadium, we were winning by 6, 7 runs, whatever it was, on a Saturday, and we had a big crowd here. We had this atmosphere. I could hear the ball hitting the mitt. Paul Goldschmidt was coming up to hit with bases loaded, so I felt pretty good we were going to win late in the game. And I sat back and I listened, and for the very first time, we had a college baseball park. This was what college baseball looked like, smelled like, sounded like, and felt like. And I was so proud and so excited. This was 2009. And it just reminded me of when I was at Texas and as a player and as a coach, just that atmosphere of and where you would go. It was college baseball, and it was finally here.
That must have been an amazing feeling, especially as a coach, being part of that.
Emotionally, for me, this whole thing has been crazy because there's so many great players, so many great people. And I won't be able to thank everybody enough. Everybody looks at the head coach winning and losing, right? And when you lose, you get a lot of criticism, and when you win, you get a lot of praise that truthfully probably shouldn't be. There's so many layers of success and so many people that are involved in that, and so many support people and so many players, so many factors every day that add up, and there's no way I'm going to be able to thank so many people in my lifetime that have made my career what it is. And it's not Harrington, I can promise you that. There's a lot of people involved with that.
I know there's a lot of people too that want to thank you for everything you've done and for what you've done for the program, for what you've done for so many of the kids, whether they were drafted or not. You played a big role in their lives. And so, how does that make you feel as a coach, knowing that you did succeed in doing your job?
The thing, I would tell you this, I don't know how many kids we've had drafted. It's been a bunch. Everybody comes here with that goal. Championships are always what we're judged as. But for me personally, I really want my players to come out of here knowing how to do something right. I want them to learn how to treat people with respect and to treat the game, whatever they're trying to do, with respect. I just feel like it works out better for them. They've got to know there's more to it than just winning a championship.
So you got the most wins of any coach in program history here. I know, when you talk about the game, you're like, it's not just about the wins and losses, but what does that mean to you to have accomplished that?
I mean, it tells you what you do when you've been somewhere for 20 years, right? Is ultimately what the math tells you, right? Because if you don't do real good, they get rid of you and they go find somebody else. But it's never enough, right? It was never enough championships. We wanted to win a championship every year. And I'm sorry, I got to be honest, I'm a little bit humbled apologetically to some of my players that I wasn't able to help them win more championships, because I know how hard they worked at it. But they're so hard to win. They really are. And I respect how difficult and challenging they are to win championships. But I don't know. The wins will be something that maybe one of these days I'll be able to sit back and enjoy a little bit more than what I am able to right now. I respect every one of them because I know how much work all the players and everybody around here put in so that we could win. And so that part I take a lot of pride in.
So what do you do now?
Man, I'll tell you what, I got a buddy of mine. We've been talking about it for a while, and we're going to open a private equity fund and go raise money for projects.
So I'm curious, how did it feel when you stepped out on that field for the last time as a coach?
Didn't know for sure. But I will tell you this, the last time I stepped on that field, I walked away a 2019 Sun Belt Conference champion. So I got to be honest with you, if I'm going to walk off of a field, that's not a terrible way, right? Little did I know, in my mind I knew, the players didn't know, I knew that that was probably going to be it for me. I walked across the last time, our locker rooms were over there. It was a doubleheader and it was a really exhausting day. We won game one, and it ensured us at least a tie for the overall conference championship. We had to beat Harrington one more time. And I remember walking over with one of my coaches and my backpack on, coming across, getting ready, and I felt a little better because at least we had a tie part of it. But I wanted to win the overall, and I know our players did too. And it's rare that you walk off of a field and knowing that the last time you were there, you won a championship on it. But I'm going to say this is true. We don't know what our endings are in life. We surely don't know, even in the game of baseball. It's in sports, it's so rare you get to pick your ending. And I wanted to have that swan song that all coaches, that Mike Martin did this year at Florida State. It just doesn't always work out that way. And we always don't get to choose our endings. And it's an unbelievable life lesson about how life really is. But I do know that day, I walked off there a champion with an unbelievable group of young men and coaches I'm super proud of.
And if you just have a message to tell the community, the university, every guy that you coached, what would you like?
Man, there's not enough long time on your show for me to do this, right? Thank you is truly from the bottom of my heart. Thank you is probably one of the strongest words that I could send out. My appreciation for their efforts. My appreciation from this unbelievable university to give me a chance to spend 20 years of my life here and to watch this place grow to become what it truly is, and to be a small part of that has been unreal. Our fans, we have so many season ticket holders now, and I know most of them, and that part of it I'm going to miss. And this community opened their arms to me 20 years ago, and I've never forgotten that. And I love that part of it. I come into this town. I love this town. I'll always be a fan. I'll always have a house in this area to be around in the surrounding areas because I fell in love with this place. I truly did.
And what about the ball players?
I couldn't get through it right now emotionally. There's so many of them. We do this for different reasons. When we got into this, none of us really made any money. We didn't know what it was. We got into this because we loved to coach and we loved our players. And I ended my career in the same breath as I started it. I truly love my players. I want them to succeed on the field. I truly want them to succeed in life. And 31 years of being around, but 25 as a head coach, they all have their place in my heart, and I'll never forget them. And hopefully they, you always hope you did something that I always wanted to make somebody's life better. And hopefully I did that. They made mine better, I know that.
I see you getting emotional.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it is what it is.
Well, thank you, Coach. Yeah. I appreciate you talking with us and sitting down with us, and just congratulations on such an amazing career.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in this beautiful ballpark and coming to share this at Texas State with me. And I'm excited for the next step in my life.